Hi and welcome to Paints and Glitter. My name is Raquel and today I'm crafting with TonicStudios coffee themed dies and stamps. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you, and I was just making sure that I could get my items together before I begin. If you're rewatching this, go ahead and forward through until I begin my crafting. I'm just going to wait for a few people to hop in. And in the meantime, I'm going to get some inks and probably some markers. Please feel free to say hello. There we go. Just getting some vintage ink. Hello and welcome to Paints and Glitter. I hope you guys can see me okay, and if you can hear me, please let me know. I welcome you to my channel, and I would love it if you could say hi. I'm going to check the chat in just a moment. Let me know where you're tuning in from if you're new. And if you're a returning subscriber, then thank you for being here. I'm hoping you got a notification about this video. I'm working with coffee-themed dies and stamps from TonicStudios today, so you would have seen a glimpse of that in the notification of the video. And what I've done so far is cut a few items out, and I'm going to color some of them. I'm going to be working with I suppose a brown and white palette of sorts, but that can vary, of course, and I always throw a little metallic here and there into the mix. So please say hello and let me know where you're from, and let me know if you can see me okay. I've tried to vary the lights here, but maybe you can see me better if I position my light like so. And I can of course move the camera a little bit this way. I think that might help. Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to grab a marker here. And if you're unfamiliar with this set, this is not too old. This was made available by TonicStudios, and it was the Showcase Coffee Collection. Here's a preview of it here. This is what it would look like, and there is a link right in the description bar of this video, so if you're interested in picking this up, you can do so with my link. Hi Krista, welcome darling. How have you been? Thank you for being here. I'm trying to get myself situated here because there's a lot to show, but I'm gonna wait and hopefully a couple more people join in. And we can take a look at this set together. There's so much about it that I absolutely love, because I think it's great for both masculine and feminine projects. And I love any stamp and die set that's kind of universal like that. And for any age group really, because so long as you like coffee or hot chocolate, you can use this set. So I think that's pretty awesome. And of course that allows a little more versatility also as far as the colors that you can use, because you can kind of tailor it to the recipient if they're a dark coffee or you know, latte kind of person. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. So what I'm doing here, and I hope you can see me, I'm just blending a couple of little browns here for the coffee beans, kind of to give it some depth. But I think with this sort of thing, it doesn't really matter if you just do one fell swoop of color on that. And I just use one white piece of cardstock to cut everything out. I think I'm just going to go dark. There we go. being a little bit shy with my coloring. I don't know why. But I guess I can just go ahead and start showing you here what the stamp set looks like. So it's got this selection here of a bunch of different stamps, ranging from just very everyday coffee type of, and thank you for the thumbs up, everyday kind of coffee themed sentiments, all the way to kind of just more funny with a Yuso Mocha, and let's see, what was the other one? Better latte than never, that sort of thing. How have you been? So I guess depending on what you're in the mood for, you can make them funny. Oh, hello. Hi, Susie. Thank you for joining us, and thank you so much for the thumbs up. And if you're not familiar with the showcase die sets from TonicStudios, if it would be your first time even looking at them, I just wanted to mention this particular set came with 34 pieces. So let me give you a glimpse of that. And absolutely adorable pieces there. As you can tell, there's the spoon, the coffee beans, there's a sugar cube and marshmallow, the steam, there's even a little mint leaf there if you're more of a, like, I'm thinking of a latte with a little mint sprig. And then these cut out, I'll be cutting those out here on the live video so we can see what they say, because I'm not even sure what the sentiments are. Another sentiment here. So there's 3 total sentiments here, and then this portion down here is strictly just decorative. And then you see the latte portion there that has the heart center, but it does actually cut out 2 hearts. And then here's some more steam. So I'll show you what that all looks like, and of course the whipped cream. So like I said before, very versatile. And this did come with the stamps, just to mention that. And the showcase die sets are at a really great price point, because you also get a set shipping price point that's lower than the regular, like $8.99 here in the United States. So it ships for a lower amount. So if you have, for instance, a coupon code that maybe you might have received in the last week or so from TonicStudios for being a regular customer, you could definitely apply it to this and get an even lower discount on that right now with the cyber deals. I mean, it's incredible how great the prices are. Hi, Chris. Yes, so happy that you're here as well. And what I've done is that I cut out a lot of the pieces just to show you, give you kind of like a sampling of how they look, and that's what you're seeing here, so that I can explain how these dies work if you're new to TonicStudios. Now, if you're not, then it might seem a little repetitive, and I apologize ahead of time for that, but I think it's good for those who come in and aren't familiar with TonicStudios dies to see why it is that I think they're of such a great value. So the background piece here, just to let you know, cuts out this shape. And if you see there, all of that stitching is what this die does. So for instance, you can use it separately and just use it on a background, or you can use it in conjunction with that and get this little piece of steam there, which I think is so adorable. And of course, you could use this in different colors. It doesn't have to be white. I just happen to cut them in white to show you how they work. And yes, Susie, I do have the link right in the description bar of the video. So let me double check. Yep. And I didn't mean to write him crafters. I meant to write hi crafters. So I apologize for that. But let me see if I can go ahead and share it in the chat here just for your convenience. I'm happy to do that. So let me just grab my link, and bear with me. I have to kind of do this. Here we go. It takes me a minute, but I get there. So let me go ahead, and there's the link that you can use. Okay, and thank you for your patience on that. And then here is another piece here. This cuts out using both of these. And the reason I'm sharing this is so you see that there's a center piece, and that's called a Verso die in the TonicStudios world. That's the one that gives you all the stitching and all of that. However, it does have portions here that cut out. So you can take those pieces out. So if you want to do a very color coded kind of, you know, coffee cup, that sort of thing, you can do that. And then this is the background piece. So both of those together cut out this lid. This here cuts out this piece that almost looks like a little sun, but again, you can run it through, and let's go ahead and do that because I did cut it out twice. You can cut it through with the sentiment, and then we can find out what that says, so you get to see what that's like. I have a piece of washi tape just sitting here. And for instance, if you were going to maybe make a coffee cup or a hot chocolate or that sort of thing for someone, and you wanted to add your own sentiment or a different stamp that doesn't have anything to do with the die set, you could fit it nicely on that die cut. But let's see what this one says. And as you can tell, I think most of these, and let me double check for you, but this is the smallest die cut machine that I own, and it's this little We Are Memory Keepers one. That's got about a maybe 3¼ inch wide base here. So, because some of you guys ask me about how big a machine you need. Okay, so this is 3 inches wide, and all of the dies in this set are going to fit on this machine. Okay, so even if you have a small die cutting machine, you can fit that there, and I figure that's worth pointing out in case you don't own one of the bigger machines. So let's see, I might have to run this again, but I'm not quite sure. Let me see if I can clean this out and see what it says. And of course, there's a lot more to this. I'm just kind of breaking into it right now. And this is very heavy cardstock, by the way. It's heavier. This is even heavier than 110, come to think of it. And I just recently got this cardstock. So you might have to run it more than once. I think I have to, just to show you. The pressure of this is not necessarily the strongest because it's you know, it's a small machine. But just to give you a little tip, since we're on the subject, when you run into this kind of issue, don't get frustrated. Just make use of your washi tape. So if I can give you any little secret tips, the more washi you apply, the better your little die cuts are going to cut out when you don't have a lot of, when your machine doesn't apply a ton of pressure. Hi, Beverly. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, I came in here late. I was hemming and hawing today, and I was like, you know what? I did promise I would make a video with this die set. So I figured, you know what? Let me bite the bullet and do it. I don't know why I hesitate sometimes, but my mind is kind of all over the place. And I think you're going to be able to notice that as I craft, but apologies ahead of time. Okay, but if you're a crafter, then you know that happens. Anyway, okay, all of that just to show you this, which says cool beans. So let me see if you can see that close up, but I think it's so stinking cute. And then up here, it's kind of punny. It does have 2 coffee beans. So what I can do is cut out the background here and pair it up together, and then color in the coffee beans. So let me go ahead and do that and show you guys. Or you could even layer, matter of fact, I can layer the little coffee beans I had cut out separately and colored, because this does cut out some little coffee beans. So if you want to do it like that and make it dimensional, you can do that. So what I'll do is color the lettering so it shows up a little bit better. And Then I will show you some other aspects of this, of course, other details, because there's a lot, guys. So the die looks, here is the die set, Beverly. So you can screenshot that. And here is the name, if you need to see that. And I apologize, my lighting, let me see if I can, here we go. Hopefully you can see it a little bit better there. Okay, so I got, you guys can't see what I'm doing here, but I am holding up a tripod. You guys would laugh if you saw my MacGyver skills that I've got going on over here. I got a tripod with the hopes that I could have better lighting when I do these videos, but this thing is not being my friend. So what I'm hoping to do, and let me see if this helps. Lord have mercy. What I'm hoping to do is to get through a video where you can actually see what I'm doing without me breaking out in a sweat because of all the lighting. Because I have to be conscious of that too. I don't want to pass out. Oh gosh, but nothing new there. Okay, so let's go ahead and color this. Just have kind of like some scratch paper here. And let me use a color that will show up a little bit more. You're very welcome. So this is just a pine tree green color, and I'm just going to color in the lettering here. And then this is going to kind of help it stand out a little bit more. But you can go, you know, in any direction with this that you like. You can definitely just cut it out in a separate color. But I'm just going to show you this now, since I have my markers and all this good stuff out. And so I'll do that. It says Cool Beans, and I'll show you guys in just a moment. And then I think what I can do here is, let me see here. I have a gold marker here also. And I hope it doesn't look like craziness, but we'll find out in a second. I'm trying to think of how it's going to look finished. So I'm going to bring in some glitter marker from TonicStudios, and this happens to be also in Peppermint Cream. Ooh, I like the name of that. So I'm just going to go ahead and color the whole perimeter of this. I'm going to try to make it festive. And this is going to probably be a masculine card, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and go with the greens. Although it doesn't have to be just because it's green. I just think for the Christmas season, it's a nice color. So let me show you the marker real quick in case you're interested. Because Nouveau or Tonic's having a lot of sales right now. So you might want to get a hold of some of these markers. This is Peppermint Cream. And let me show you what this looks like now against the background. So it would layer like that. And let me see if I can move the light. I feel like it's dark in here, but you guys let me know. And let me know if this is focusing or not, because I can't tell on my side. It looks blurry to me, but I can't tell. But in any case, now it says Cool Beans. I can glue this together. And this is going to be part of the card that I make tonight. I'm just going to try to make at least a card with you guys. I hope you guys are all doing well. And let me know in the comments if any of you guys have taken advantage of the cyber deals from any of the companies that we all love, because it has been hard to resist the sales from, you know, Black Friday on, because there's so much going on, of course, right now. Okay, but that's layered together, and like I said before, I'm going to go ahead and pop the little coffee beans on top, but I'm gonna set this aside for just a minute. Okay, so I mentioned the let's see here, the pieces. This was the stamp that I did as I was prepping for the video. And this is the one that says, you make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And that's what that looks like there. I think that's super cute. So of course that could be kind of the belly band on the cup, but more importantly, I wanted to show you that you can use this die here to cut out that background piece for your coffee cup. But as you can tell, it also comes with layering pieces there that I mentioned before. That bottommost one, here's what that looks like. So if you really want to get intricate with that coffee cup, you can definitely add those pretty layers. Or if you want to make it into a shaker, you can use this piece here, which is the outer portion, and that largest one, and cut them together and you'll get this piece. So you can imagine that you can cut this out several times and stack them together and make yourself a shaker, and that would look absolutely adorable. And then put the little sleeve on, or put the lid on, whatever you want to do with that. And of course, if you have any of the Nouveau sequins or the glitter and brown and all that, then you can definitely use it there. Let me show you this piece because I think this is adorable. So using this piece here, just on its own, you can cut out this little adorable cup. It does have the stitching. And also here is the little layer that would make your little latte in here. So you have the option of either cutting it separately, or if you want to, you can do the layering on top of this cup and cut it out of this piece. And you can use this for the shadow, or you can use them together as I did here and get that piece. So there's a lot of versatility there, I believe. And then of course, if you want to make it a super frou-frou cup, here's the layering piece that cuts out of the bottom, and you would place it here, and then it's going to give you a really beautiful decorative border there. So I think I've covered almost all of it. Okay, let me show you the little sugar cubes and marshmallows. They look like that. And of course you can color those or cut them out of glitter paper or anything you like. And then here are the sizes of the little hearts that fell out of here. Look at how tiny that one is. I mean, super, super tiny. But of course you can save that, color it, or cut it out of more than one kind of paper to suit your taste. And I think I showed you this piece here, maybe not. This you can use to create yourself a tall drink, like so, as the handle. And there's that whipped cream. I just cut it using the dies here. Let me show you that again. So it's two pieces that will cut this one out. And then of course you can use this one separately to cut what would be the shadow, the layering piece there. And I think I'm going to do just that. But let's see here. I'm going to keep going with this, and let's see what flavor I can come up with. I'm going to think I meant to grab some red paper and I forgot. And I don't think this, yeah. Bear with me, guys. I think I have plenty of it right here, but it might be too big. So let me grab a small piece of red cardstock. And what I can do here is I can use this kind of burgundy color because this is a bit more sophisticated. And of course this depends on, you know, who's going to receive the card and all. Or better yet, I'm going to use this one, a little more shiny. And by the way, these are specialty cardstocks from TonicStudios that you can grab, but I really like the look of this, and I think it's going to look adorable with kind of like a peppermint feel to it. So let's cut this one out. So Beverly, you resisted temptation, huh? You're good. There's so much to choose from, you know? Not to say that you have to. I think most of us have so much in our stash that really, you know, it's definitely not a need. But that's subjective, right? Let's set this aside for a moment. Let me show you what I meant by that. How you can layer these. And again, this is a nice thick white cardstock, but then you can put that color behind it. And hopefully you guys can see that, how shimmery and pretty that paper is. And it's going to look like peppermint. So let me go ahead and do this. And it got a little bit cold in here, so I think my glue wants to stay put. So I'm going to use my needle here and get this flowing. If you live, here we go. If you live in any area where the weather fluctuates, this is what happens to glue. It tends to want to, you know, solidify a little bit. So sometimes it just takes a moment for it to start flowing again. But these particular bottles, if you're not familiar with them, you can place them upside down like that. And because of the type of lid that it has, it'll stay like that. It won't topple over, which I think is nice. You just have to remove that little decorative diamond that comes on there. So I was a little bit heavy-handed with the glue. And that's only because this is shiny paper. So sometimes it takes a minute for it to grab. Okay. I was just grabbing a baby wipe there because that's what I typically use to just wipe off a little bit of that excess there. And then you're in business. So just keep like a little tray on the side here. All right. I'm going to set this aside for a moment and let it dry. And again, I can use this one. Here, what I can do is that I can also take off bits of this, the lid here. And I only cut this, I only sent it through once. My poor husband, he called at the wrong time. Had to decline the call. I feel awful now. But he didn't know I was going to be online. All right, I'm going to send this through one more time just to make sure that this cuts all the way through here. But I want to reiterate that it's not usual for the dies to not cut all the way through. It's just that I used really heavy cardstock. Here we go. But I like to do that because then it gives me that really nice imprint of all the stitching. So that's really cool. And then again, I'm going to use the same thing as I did before where, actually, no, I'm not. I forgot. I'm going to use the whipped cream so it doesn't need a lid. Hello. I forgot about that. What I can do is layer the decorative pieces on top. So let me just do that. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot. I'm going to use these guys here. These three. I'll use these three instead. I need someone to remind me. Okay. So I'm just going to cut off a piece of this. And then use this cardstock. Okay, here we go. What I like to do is kind of use the long side of it, if that makes any sense, just because of the type of pressure that you need. Okay. And if you like to be more decorative, of course, you can run through those really, really pretty pieces. So now what I'll do is layer those. And it's up to you whether you like to do it separate or together. Most companies recommend you do it separately so that you don't overlap your dyes by accident, but it depends on your comfort level there. I'm just going to go ahead and layer these and use a tiny bit of washi tape to hold those on. So I see I have 6 people here. And I think, let's see, so Beverly's here, Chris, Susie, and Krista. So I think one more person's around that hasn't said hello because for some reason, I think it counts me as well. Okay. So I just put a little washi tape there, and I'm going to run this through back and forth. Then I'm going to twirl it this way, and I'm doing this on purpose just so that I don't go over my metallic paper too much. Okay. I'm just going to remove that. Try to use a bit of like a hinge motion when I'm doing that so that I don't ruin my shiny paper. You just have to be delicate sometimes with these things, but it should come right out. Just like that. And now I have 3 pieces here that, oh, I really like the design of this. Okay. And this is going to go on top. And of course, as I mentioned before, these have sentiments. So now we're going to find out what this one says. I hope you guys all had a good Thanksgiving. Let me know if you ladies did celebrate Thanksgiving last week. I haven't been here for, yeah, it's been over a week. I can't believe it. So for me, it just went by so fast. A little too fast for my liking, but I'm grateful to have been with my children. It's what matters to me. Excuse me. My throat got a little dry. I'm not getting sentimental, guys, and my throat just got a little bit dry there. Okay. I'm trying to make sure that I get all the little bitty pieces out, and this is the type of thing you don't see in the pre-recorded videos, but yes, you have to get all the bitty pieces out when it's really thick cardstock. It doesn't mean it didn't cut through, but let me show you that. This one says seize the day. Okay. And then the bottommost part, I'll just poke out those little pieces. But if you want to, you can always leave it as is. You don't have to poke them all out. That's up to you, because you can definitely just emboss with that. And if you have questions regarding embossing versus cutting with these dies, let me know and I can answer that. But you get a lot of little pieces. And if you have anyone in your, any loved ones with the initials of the letter Y in their name, this would be a great set to use because it the little shape looks like a letter Y. So I see a couple more people have joined us. Please say hello if you're just stopping in. You don't have to stay. It's just nice to know who's coming in and out. All right, so there's that, again, that other portion, and that just will go right at the bottom here. So for the sake of getting this going, I'm just going to set these aside and then glue these down. Just had to get all those bitty pieces out of the way, because if not, they will be in the way. There we go. All right, I'm just going to take off a little bit of that. So it's up to you. You can layer, of course, a second color underneath that, or even a third and a fourth. It really depends on how elaborate you want to make this. Hi, Maureen. Oh, wonderful, Chris. Enjoy. Please, please tag me with hashtag Paints and Glitter if you share on social media, because I would love to see your version. I get really inspired when I see how other people craft as well, so I'm super excited that you took advantage of that link. It helps me bring you content such as this, and I truly appreciate it. It means a lot to me. So here's the Seize the Day coffee cup, which I think is a perfect sentiment for a coffee drinker, because most of us can't start our day unless we've had a good cup of coffee, right? So Crafty Stamper, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. I am using this gorgeous stamps and die set called Coffee Collection from TonicStudios. Those are the dies. Here are the stamps, and I am currently working on coffee cup number 1. So let me move this for a second upside. It's going to look upside down to you guys, but I just want to see the placement here of my little handle, which to me is backwards because I'm left-handed, but I was like, hey, I would never be able to hold this mug. But I think it's so adorable. So there's the little handle, super cute. And then our whipped cream will go on top. And you guys know that I will end up using Nouveau Drops all over this, make it super shiny. And I'm going to have to bear with me, guys. Oh, everyone decided to contact me just as I got on here. I jokingly say nobody loves me until I get on the internet. And then everyone wants to talk. I'm like, where are all you people when I'm not on my computer? Hilarious. Okay, anyway. But I love, love, love the results so far. Super classy, I think. And again, the paper, I think, makes all the difference. And I mean, the dollop of whipped cream, you place it where you see fit. I just decided to put it there. It might look a little odd. Depends on how you look at things, right? But let's go ahead and make a card base here. I'm just going to try to keep it simple and create a 5x7 card. So I need to cut this down to 10 inches. And I'm going to just cut this down really quickly on the side with my grater paper cutter over here. There we go. Because this one doesn't give me the 10-inch deal. And then let's score it. Hopefully I can do it with this. And Crafty Stamper, let me know your first name because I'm not familiar. And I do apologize if you've been here before and I forgot. But I try to make a mental note. Okay, so I'm just going to score this at 5 here, just to make myself that little 5x7 base. I'll fold it over. And of course you can use this however you like. You know, it doesn't have to be for a card, but I think it would be great for, you know, adding a little gift card inside for that coffee drinker in your life. What I can do here is I've got a little bit more of this paper left. So here's what I'm thinking. I don't want to waste it. I'm thinking of a design idea here. So I can do multiples of these. I think that's what I want to do. Kind of just take one element of what you see that you really love and just repeat it. And I think you guys know what I mean, but I'll show you in just a second anyway. So let me put this down, because I like a card that makes a big impact, you know. I'm just going to cut this down. And this is just something that I was taught. So Annette, I love your name. I knew an Annette when I was a teenager, and she was a lovely, lovely, lovely young lady. Sadly, she's no longer with us, but the one thing I remember about her is that she had the voice of an angel. So spectacular. So I associate that name with very happy memories. It's out of stock? Are you serious? Wow, so Chris, you must have jumped on that at the precise time to get it. I'm so sorry. I can tell you that there's, trying to think. As far as, there's another coffee themed stamp set, if I'm not mistaken, by TonicStudios. So I can't do it at the moment, but later on, if I find it, I'll be happy to update the links and add that as well. But I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry that it sold out, because this was a great little set here. So I'm going to cut this. I think you guys see where this is going, but I'm going to cut this out and layer it 3 times. And it's just going to be a little design element here. Sorry. I'm using leftover pieces here, so don't mind the writing on the back. I was trying to print something out here earlier. Set this aside for a second. You guys know we have to use every bit of paper instead of wasting it. At least I try to. I have this love-hate relationship with with leftover papers. But I'm trying to be good about it. Whew, come on. All right. So I appreciate you guys' patience. You guys. Let me make sure that I cut this out properly here. It's going to take a minute for me to get all the detail out, because again, I'm using this this smaller machine. But like I said before, if you cover your dies with washi tape, it'll do a better job at cutting the details. If you don't have one of the big mama machines. And I do, I just didn't feel like taking it out at the moment, because I have quite a bit going on this table. And you guys are only seeing an inch of it. Okay, so this is, again, it's going to layer. I'm just going to repeat it. And woo-wee, there's so much you can do. I mean, if you really, really want to get technical with it, you can cut this foam piece or whipped cream piece out of the background, since it does not cut out the edges. And you could do it out of the base card, and that would look fantabulous. So I can do it like that. And it might be a tiny bit askew, but I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so there's that one. One more to go, guys. And I hope I can cut it all out. Come on, baby. I wish I had thought of this sooner, but if I plan too much, my inspiration goes out the window. So that explains why my live videos are not the shortest. But at least I can share some tips and tricks with you guys that I'm hoping are useful to you. Okay, let me go with that. And I'm not being terribly precise, but I don't think it's going to matter. Okay, but I promise you in the end it will be worth it. Okay, I think I'm done with that. Set this aside. Oopsie, I make things fly all over the place, but I get the job done. Okay, and I'm just cleaning off this one little piece. If you have a tool like this, it comes in handy, and that's what I was just doing. Just brushing that with no mercy to try to get the little pieces out of the background there. Okay, let me clean up a tiny bit here. Don't want too big of a mess. And I'm going to show you what I meant earlier, which is to go ahead and layer these. I'll leave that there for a second. Just going to dot a little bit of that. Can take off the excess and layer again. Now this is for the Peppermint Mocha lover in your life. That person who just goes way above and beyond with the Christmas flavors of coffee. We all know one. And I just think that this would make a very festive and fun, happy card to give. So again, just going to clean off the excess here. Now, normally I would be a lot more precise and, you know, keep everything really nice and clean and everything, but tonight I'm going a bit faster just because I want to get this finished for you guys and not keep you here too long. Oh, wonderful. Yes, Chris. You have a wonderful evening, and thank you for having stopped by. Have a great evening at work. And I truly, truly appreciate you having stopped by. Okay. All right, so you might be wondering, what is she going to do with 3 of those if she only cut out 1 cup? I'm going to use it as an element of design on the background here. So I'm just going to make sure this is nice. You can tell how sturdy and strong this card is because it's having a hard time even laying flat. But on here, what I want to do is that I'm going to layer another piece of white cardstock. And for this, I think I can use my cutter. So I don't need it to be that big. I'm gonna maybe go with 4 3/4. Start there. Yep. And then I'm gonna mark where I want this to be down here, cut it down. Okay, just like that. Okay, and this is just to give this another layer. It's not completely necessary, but I really like it when a card has some depth to it. So what I want to do here is take this piece, and I am going to score it, but only, use a finer point here. I'm only going to score it on the edges here, and this is a way of embossing paper without using an embossing folder. I'm just going to go down to where it says 1/8 of an inch. Now this is, oopsie, really thick paper, so it just slid there for a second. But I'm going to pretend it didn't, and I'll try to cover that up, of course. I'm going to twirl my paper 90 degrees and do the same thing here, scoring it just under that line there. And I'm going to connect these lines, of course, and I twirled it again. And you can do whatever pattern you like, whether it be only the edges. My scoring tools not being nice. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so that gives me a bit of an edge there. I hope you can see that. All right, just that beveled edge there. And it's just a way of adding texture. And I can also use the stamp, and I'm only going to stamp this piece here. I'm going to try to match, let's see here. I could either introduce kind of like a minty green color or leave it with the red. I think, let me see here. I think I'm going to keep it with the red. But this has a little splash that you can use. So I'm going to use it as a design element. And I hope I like it. We'll find out. But let me use it like this. Kind of do it off the page a little bit there. And by the way, I am using Carnation Red Archival ink. All right. Whenever I do something that's kind of modern, I try to keep it at a minimum. So let me see how this looks. I might just leave it there. And then I'm going to bring these guys in like so. Ooh, I think I glued it to my table. And then this is going to go right on top. Let me see here. I think I might want to layer, let's see here. this and like that. Sorry guys, trying to think but not overthink it. All right, so I'm going to glue these down. One here, one down here. And I'm going to add this one over here. And this is just going to be a fun card. I'm not taking it too seriously. Okay. Maybe do it right there. And then I'm going to add my coffee cup. And of course you can pop this up, oopsie, you can pop it up with foam dots if you'd like. All right. And I think I'm going to add a little more of this splatter effect, just for fun. Yep, I think I like that. I might do another one just on the inside of the card. But now what I'm going to do is cut away the excess on the edges. So I'm just going to flip this over and cut right on that edge, like that. So you need a good sturdy pair of scissors for this, like so. And then going back to the base, now I can adhere this. Okay. You might have to add a tiny bit more glue on one of the corners or that sort of thing. So you want to do that, of course, before you lay everything down. Excuse me. Okay. Just like that. Now, excuse me, I didn't wait for my ink to dry, so I got my finger in it, and you guys know just what I did. I got a fingerprint on there. But whenever that happens, I just improvise, adapt, and overcome. So that's precisely what I'll do here. So I might introduce another little element here with the swirls that came in the coffee, the die set. Or the marshmallows. I can definitely do that. I had cut some already, so let me see if I can find, yep, they're right here. Little marshmallows. So I'm gonna have to put one there, maybe couple them here and there because I accidentally put my fingers in it. But as we call these embellishment opportunities, that's what happens when you get your fingers in it. So note to self, if you're using really juicy ink, don't put your fingers in it or try not to. So I'm just going to put two little marshmallows there and then maybe some sugar cubes over here. Like so. And then what I'll do is I will cut a couple more marshmallows to finish it off. There's that. So I'm going to cut two more marshmallows. And I think I'll be done with this card. I hope you guys like what you see so far. Let me know. I know that it's not everyone's taste. When you hear coffee, some people prefer their dark coffee. But I figured I should bring you something a little different with the peppermint version. just for kicks and giggles, as they say. Because I can see myself making these cards in just about every color. And definitely also making use of the more masculine papers with browns that we maybe shy away from, that sort of thing. But here's some more little marshmallows. And so what I did is here, I created an opportunity for myself to kind of balance out this card, where instead of getting frustrated because I had put my fingers in the ink, okay? So I try to never look at it as a negative, try to see it as an opportunity to learn from what I've done and make something new. Okay, and of course the cool beans now in the green. If I wanted to add this, I could either add it to the inside of the card, or I could just cut it again and do it in reds and put it on the inside. I'm going to reserve that for a different card because it has the greens, but what I'll do now is just top this off with some shine, some more glimmer. But here's the Peppermint Mocha version. And of course you could use striped papers, anything like that I think would look super cute. I am going to top it off with some Nouveau Drops. These are glitter drops in silver crystals, but it dries in a really cute translucent color. So I'm going to add this to this whipped portion, and I think it's going to look really cute. But if you like it, please leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep adding this until it's nicely covered. Oh, thank you, Maureen. Yeah, I think I'm going to add a little more shine to those marshmallows. These were supposed to be a little bit closer. Here we go. I kind of wanted them to look like they were overlapping a little bit. But thank you. It kind of makes me want a little mocha latte now with a with some sprinkles or something, you know? And again, that's another thing you can add to this. Say you have some really funky, oh goodness, sequins, the little sequins. Let me show you what I mean. I have these, and I have these holographic ones. So you see the shape there? They're such a gorgeous color. So why not, you know, add one or two, maybe here to the sugar cubes, because I can add the Nouveau Drops and then top it off with some of these little sequins. And you don't have to add a ton of them, but they're still fun to use. Let me see if I have my little spoon. I tend to keep a little spoon here. Here it is. I need to always have a little backup paper. Let me find one. Here it is. So that I don't get these all over the place. But I think they can be a lot of fun. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and top both. Now, because this has a little bit of adhesive element to it, you can always top it off with either sequins or a different color, glitter, or that sort of thing. So you can layer your Nouveau products. You don't have to use them as is. But this is going to have some texture. It's going to be funky. And got my tools over here. Try not to take it too seriously either, guys, because crafting is about having fun. And if you're not having fun, you might be taking things too literally, and I know that I can do that every now and then, but I do like to have fun with the products and just play with them. So I'm going to repeat that down here with the marshmallows. Let's give myself some funky marshmallows. And I mean, I know that the shape of the sugar cubes is a little different than the marshmallows, but no one else needs to know that. Again, it doesn't really matter. But here I'm going to use the holographic. These are holographic, by the way, quartz triangles is what they're called. And I just think they're so pretty. And I'm taking a couple of them off just so that you can see the shape of the die cut. Or just move them around. You don't get too many on there. So there's that. Put the rest away. Woohoo! I think these are just going to end up on my table anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it. Not too many are going back in that bottle. They'll just make my table really pretty. And then I'll go ahead and top off the rest of these, because why not? Can there be too much shine? I don't think so. Not on this card anyway. And I tend not to work in these brighter palettes, but for Christmas time, I make an exception. Because we can always do the kind of more monochromatic and serious colors, but these are nice for the festive season. So let's go ahead and do this border. And now here on the video, you might not think too much of that border that I created, but it does help it stand out from the background. Just gives it another little element there of interest, I think. And these products, of course, because they have glitter and that all that other stuff, they have the tendency to get a little bit clogged, but you can just add a little needle there to the opening and kind of coax it to keep flowing. And at least that helps me when I'm using it. And what I'm going to do is that I'm probably going to make a set of these to give away, but I'm purposely going to use different colors. Okay. I think I got all the glimmer that I needed in there. But there it is. And I will reserve the inside. What I'll do is I'm just going to finish it off with another piece of white cardstock. But there is my card. Peppermint flavored mocha card is what I'm calling that one. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to work with this die set and make a couple other samples. I don't know if you guys wanted to see another sample tonight, but I can definitely come back on a separate video and show you guys all the other little elements if you'd like. I know that earlier I showed you what this cuts out separately, but before I go, does anyone have any questions? Oh, I see Sapphire Manga. You're very welcome. Thank you for being here. I didn't want to keep you guys too long because I know that depending on where you are here in the States, it's getting a little bit later in the evening. But here's the little spoon. I don't know if you guys saw that. I think it's so adorable. So So imagine this, you know, you could do the little spoon floating around all over the place. That would be a lot of fun too. Even if you weren't doing a baby, I'm sorry, a coffee card, a baby card just came to mind with a bunch of little spoons. But definitely if, oh, thank you, Maureen. Thank you so much. You guys are so adorable and sweet to me. But this has been a lot of fun. I know that it's a quick and short video, so to speak, you know. I know it takes me a while to get the items cut out and all of that. But of course, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments or reach out to me at my email, paintsandglitter@gmail.com. I'm so sorry that on the US website this appeared to have sold out in the airing of this video. I was hoping that that wouldn't be the case, but it looks like at least Chris got to take advantage of the set while watching. But I do appreciate you guys having been here with me, and as I always say, I hope that you can be inspired and be blessed, and please feel free to come back for more videos. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and yeah, I thank you guys for supporting my channel. It truly is a blessing. You guys take care and have a great evening. Ciao.